insane groovy steak lunch.
I think people need to recycle more clothing, stop buying new clothes.
Going to thrift shops and finding stuff on the side of the road and sharing things with people.
But I think it's more about making these thoughtful choices and extending the life of the clothing that you currently have. To me, that looks like buying fewer items, buying higher quality pieces, secondhand shopping, renting clothing, repairing clothing that you currently have, or even rewearing and restyling items, again, that you already own.
Just wear your clothes, man. Don't buy new ones. Don't buy them from cheap brands, H&M, Zara, and whatnot.
What are you buying? Where does it come from? How is it made? What is it made of? And is it quality? Do you really love it?
I found thrifting very accessible, but I feel like a lot of people don't. To me, thrifting is a great way to save money and a great way to kind of find your own style, because a lot of times a lot of thrifted clothes tend to exude a certain type of style. So once you start thrifting, you kind of, whether you intended it or not, you kind of start forming into that style.
In general, my take on thrifting is that it's a great way to keep clothes within an ecosystem, right? Just making sure that it's still in use. For example, I have siblings who bought a lot of clothes. I've helped them donate to the various places such as Goodwill, for example. And I honestly think it's the most productive way for clothes to exist after the original owner is done with them.
I think the pros to thrifting are that it's cheaper, and the cons are that you never really know what you're gonna find in the thrift. You could usually find a really good piece of clothing, or you could just find the mustiest, dustiest thing ever.
I think thrifting's cool, reuse clothes. I think some of it also does take away affordable clothing that also looks good to people who actually need it. I don't know, if you go to the Haight, there's resold, just the same clothings, but it's vintage, so they'll sell it for $60-$70. I think we need more stores like Goodwill. They actually do actual good work.
So much good stuff to find there, not just for costumes, but just for everyday wear. I would even say that I see really active buy nothing groups all the time. There's a lot of activity of people cleaning out their closets, and there are people within the community that really want those pieces and need those pieces.
Fast fashion is this trend where people jump from styles to styles very quickly.
I know that fast fashion is when a big corporation makes a lot of something to fit the trend, but it also could be really low quality or put the workers in harm.
I think of Forever 21 or H&M.
H&M, Zara.
I think what makes it fast is the way that it's promoted and the way that people wear.
One really popular style is not going to be popular in the next year, and so we're just going to make another one, and then we're just consuming more and more.
Price point is really low, which means the way that they're actually constructing the garment is the lowest cost way. Even if people wanted to keep the fast fashion pieces for a long time, they oftentimes break apart or have holes in them because the way that they were constructed, it was not really with the mindset of keeping it for a long time.
While fast fashion is convenient and maybe glamorous, fast fashion has a terrible impact on the environment. Fast fashion not only uses a lot of energy and water, but also contributes substantially to the demand for child labor. The industry uses around 93 billion cubic meters of water, which is enough to meet the water needs of 5 million people. This makes it the industry with the second largest amount of water consumption, just behind agriculture. Fast fashion factories also pollute local ecosystems with toxic dyes and microplastics. In fact, 35% of ocean microplastics come from clothing. Additionally, washing polyester and other plastic-based materials causes an annual quantity of plastic waste equivalent to 50 billion plastic water bottles entering the environment.
Not to mention that the act of actually making the clothing with plastic takes a lot of energy.
it can release substances like hydrogen chloride, a corrosive gas that forms harmful vapor and acid. And this isn't the only substance that the clothing making process releases. The fashion industry is accountable for 10% of global carbon emissions, producing 1.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide annually. This is higher than emissions coming from international aviation and maritime shipping together. Fast fashion also has a negative impact socially, as large companies build many of their factories in malnourished or low-income communities. As a result of outsourcing labor, fast fashion companies face weaker regulations. This loophole allows them to exploit children and young women, to work long hours in unsafe facilities with little to no pay. The industry employs approximately 60 million factory workers worldwide, yet less than 2% earn a living wage. Garment workers endure unsafe conditions, wage theft, exhausting hours, minimal pay, and gender-based harassment.
Along with the immense abuse of labor laws and egregious toll on workers, the industry's model leads to the disposal or incineration of 87% of yearly textile inputs, costing the world $100 billion annually. It's evident that the fast fashion industry is wasteful and harmful in every way possible, with detrimental effects on the land, water, and air.
People in like Africa and the rest of the third world, and they're just like mountains of clothing. And it's really sad to see because our consumerism is like destroying other nations abroad.
Thankfully, we can make personal changes in our consumption habits in order to mitigate the impact of fast fashion. But if we purchase less from fast fashion brands, large companies will in turn decrease the scale of production. So what can individuals do to make their shopping habits more sustainable? When looking for new wardrobe items, you can choose to thrift and shop secondhand, and avoid big-name brands like Zara, Shein, or Uniqlo. Also, reduce the amount of clothing you purchase and make sure to only buy something if you're sure you will wear it for a long time.
Additionally, look for sustainable fabrics like silk, organic cotton, or linen, which are made with less water and pesticides. By learning to sew, you can also repair or upcycle old clothing and fabrics. Instead of throwing away clothes you no longer want, consider donating them. You can look for clothing donation bins like this one to drop off clothing. In fact, donating or upcycling clothing can prevent 522 pounds of carbon emissions from reaching the atmosphere yearly. Fortunately, secondhand fashion is quickly becoming more popular, aided by the development of online resale platforms such as Depop, Poshmark, and more.
Wear for a longer period of time and not just like, buy it and throw it out, buy it and throw it out.
But it like feels better and I don't look just like them. I look more like myself.
Just make sure you shop in ways that give back to the community
by helping other people and helping your community together.